Well, good morning and welcome to Vision's live broadcast, coming to you live from Facebook. We're glad you're here. Hope you're relaxed and in your jammies, having a cup of coffee and in a comfortable place. But we're going to start with some affirmations, and we'd love for you to affirm with us all these great truths today. We're going to keep it going. We got some more affirmations to sing with you, so sing along, clap. You know this one real well. I probably will be able to hear you all the way from here.
Good morning, Vision. How are you this morning? It's a wonderful morning to have a Sunday celebration, so please join me in prayer. Giving great thanks for this day, for all of the beauty that it is, for all of the love that it holds. We know we're in the perfect and right place, right where we are. We know that Spirit is fully present across the miles, from our heart to yours, knowing and accepting there is only one life. It is the life of Spirit. It is individualizing itself as each one of us It is individualizing itself as all life everywhere. And so we give great thanks for this. We know the truth of this. We know God is, we are, all is well. And so it is. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Everybody's good? You're sitting in your jammies, having your second cup of coffee. I think that's a wonderful thing. I really do. I want to welcome the online guests. I hope you're comfy. It's going to be a wonderful celebration. Just keep tuning in and coming back, and we will just keep doing this until we don't have to do it anymore. That's wonderful. So I want to welcome the online guests. I want to do our little different version of our welcome. You know, the welcome on the guest packets? Well, we're going to do it a little different, right? Because you're not here today, you're there. So let's say it together. You ready? You with me? Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. And absolutely, absolutely. And this is the time that the practitioners be walking around the room talking about prayer requests. There would be prayer request forms in your bulletin, but I want you to know that there is a prayer request form online. You can fill it out and you can send it in. There is also practitioners at visioncsl.com. You can submit your prayer requests that way. You can also call the prayer line and someone will call you back and pray with you over the phone. However you would like prayer support during these days, we are absolutely here, ready, willing, and able to support you in prayer. So just understand that and know that all of our practitioners are still on the job. They're still here. They are still leading the calling that is on their heart, and that is to pray with us. So just take advantage of that. Get prayer support when you need it. We love you. We support you. And I think now it's time, is it not, for our centering songs to prepare for meditation. So let's get comfortable.
Just get comfortable in your seats, close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, and let's just affirm who and what we are this morning. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I My name is James Vandenberg, and a licensed spiritual counselor here at Vision. And it's my privilege and honor to guide and facilitate our time of silent meditation and affirmative prayer. So please allow the tones of the bowl to take you into and out of 5 minutes of silence. And I'm going to start by reading some quotes that you can take with you into the silence. Our first one comes from Wayne Dyer. He writes, "Our intention creates our reality." And from our founder, Ernest Holmes, "Daily, we must control all thought that denies the real. Affirm the divine presence within us. Then, just as the mist disappears in the sun, so shall adversity melt before the shining radiance of our exalted thought. This morning, our memorial candle is glowing. It's glowing today in honor of the loving memory of Jack, brother of Jill West, who made his transition this past week. And it burns also very brightly for Jerry Elliott, the dear friend of Ann Utterback, who made his transition this past Friday. What we know in this moment is that life continues. We know that omnipresence means life continues. And not only do we bless these two dear ones on their path, we know and accept for those that are suddenly looking at life differently on this plane of loss and grief, that peace is at the center of their being, that love surrounds them, that they are still united, connected with the one who is all in all. And so we know peace and love. And continuing along in our meditation time, it's time to know the truth. It's time to remind ourselves that good is immediately available. So I set this intention, this purpose in prayer, the demonstration of good for each one of us. Begin with me in recognition, in knowing again that there is one life, one presence, one substance, one activity. That life is God, that life is unconditional love, that life is unbroken wholeness, that life is indivisible unity. I know it is the life I am. God is the life I am. God is the love I am. That I am a center of divine presence, divine substance, and divine activity. That my life is a center of the activity of spirit. And I know this to be the truth for each and every one of us. I know that everyone listening and participating in this prayer, joining heart with mind, I know they are one in and of spirit. That they are expressing as spirit into this moment. And I know that this omnipresence, this non-finite, infinite source energy means our good is now. Omnipresent good. It belongs to us. It flows through us. It surrounds us. And so I know this good to be health and wholeness of body. I know that physical bodies are manifestations of pure, unmixed spirit. And that wholeness is that truth forever demonstrating as spirit, that coming into form and experience as human bodies, we never have left spirit. So I know health and wholeness. I know that every cell, right down to the subatomic particles that make up every cell, is 100% spirit expressing and demonstrating truth, demonstrating good. And so I accept wholeness and health for each one of us. I know that spirit is the source and substance and activity of all supply. And so I know that supply flows freely and fully. That there can be no absence of plenty. That omnipresent God means absolutely and definitively that supply is infinite and overflowing. And I declare, claim, accept, and know that this is the truth for each and every one of us. I know that resources are plentiful and now find their places where they're needed. I know that hospitals and doctors and nurses are fully staffed and supported with the resources necessary. I know that everything necessary to demonstrate health, wholeness, and supply is now. It is present. It is omnipresent. It is right where we are. And I know that this knowing of mine is cause to the experience of it. So I breathe into that, I lean into that, and I invite you to lean into that with me, that knowing that omnipresence means that good is now, that health and wholeness, that fulfilled self-expression, that supply and resources is now. It doesn't even have to reassert itself, for it always is, always has been, and always will be. We align with it in this moment, and we let it flow. We know unconditional flow of spirit into form and experience, unobstructed. So we say yes, we say acceptance, we say affirmation. We firm it up in our mind and make it real right in this moment. It is so. So now I just give thanks. I am grateful. I sit and stand, and we stand together in this moment, in this eternal now moment, as those who have now received. And we give gratitude, we give thanks for this demonstration of good taking place. And I release this word and all the words that went along with it into the action of law, knowing it done, knowing it was done from the very beginning before a word was spoken. It is done, it is done, it is done. I am, and so it is.
Our special guest today has been with us since the very beginning here at Vision, and now that we're online, he's here again with us, our favorite soloist here, Andy Anderson.
Star.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Thank you, Andy. Yay, thank you so much. So welcome, Vision. We are in a new month of April, and its new theme, Bright Beginnings. And you know, I think of spring like that. It's always a bright beginning. It's a season for planting and setting intentions and making new affirmations. It's also Palm Sunday, which is the Sunday before Easter. So you know, we'll have to get together in the future, and you can tell me what it's like to attend Vision Sunday celebration in your pajamas, because I don't know what that's like. But I know that you're well, I'm knowing your health, and I'm knowing that you're comfortable, and you're having that second cup of coffee that you usually forego just to get here on time. So today's talk is intentions and affirmations. And so let's talk about intentions, okay? What do we know about intentions? Well, we know the road to hell is paved with them. We do know that, right? We know that much about intentions. But what do we really, really mean by that, right? The road to hell being paved by good intentions. Well, for me, two things come to mind about that. First is we set intentions, right? And then we go about making them happen without even checking in with spirit. Right? We just go ahead, we wind up having all sorts of unintended consequences because we've set intentions and we've charged ahead and we haven't even checked in. You know, for example, there is a plant that grows in the southeast, a Kudzu plant. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It was introduced in the United States around 1876 at the Centennial Exposition in Philadelphia. And then Kudzu was introduced to the southeast in 1883 at the New Orleans Exposition. Now, the vine was widely marketed in the South as an ornamental plant to be used for shading over porches and things. The challenge is the kudzu plant grows like crazy. It grows like mad. It covers trees. It smothers indigenous plants and trees. It uproots trees. It breaks branches off trees. It just smothers everything in its path. Even those beautiful old oak trees, those old live oaks that you see in the South, it just smothers everything. The vine is now come to be known as the vine that ate the South. and so enter the nutria, right? Brought in because it loves to eat kudzu, okay? So this big, semi-aquatic, furry rodent. Think gigantic beaver rat, Okay? Now, it's been said the nutria was really introduced earlier, as early as the 1890s, for the fur industry. But it never panned out, so it is suspected that they were just let loose in the environment. But it's also said that nutria was actively brought into the country to control the wildly growing kudzu plant, which really they love to eat. Okay, so now you have nutria brought in, has absolutely no natural enemies in the United States. Now they are reproducing at alarming levels. So now what do we do, right? So this is the kind of thing where you just act on your good intentions without checking in and get all of these unintended consequences. So now states like Georgia and Louisiana, they're just overrun with nutria. They can reproduce, they can have like 200 offspring in a lifetime, just one. You know, they can give birth to 12 to 15 babies and then they're ready to breed in 2 days. That's how fast they can reproduce. And so we're trying to get a handle on that now. I've noticed in Georgia and Louisiana, they're producing nutria cookbooks, trying to get Americans to develop a taste for nutria meat. Okay, so I've gone to a public supermarket in Florida, you know, where those little stands where people are giving out samples of things. Oh, here, take a taste of delicious grilled nutria. Yeah, no. Okay, no. Anyway, perfect example of intentions gone to hell, right? Because, and we do this in our own lives, right? We do this. We set intentions, and then we know best what to do, how to fulfill that intention, and we charge right out to get what we want. Let the road to hell commence, because that's where it's going, you know? And that's just one kind of good intention going to hell. There is the other good intention that goes to hell, which is the good intentions we set but never act on, right? Which is kind of the opposite of acting in haste. Instead of thinking, you know, we know better than spirit and moving forward in ignorance, we do nothing. We do nothing. And all that unfulfilled creativity just goes to the law to die, right? It's like thinking a shower would be a good idea and then not going into the bathroom. You know what I mean? I'll just sit here on the bed and God will make me clean. It's not going to happen, right? We do have a part to play, but our part is to follow Spirit's guidance. Good intentions are those ideals of Spirit that come into our mind. So you have Spirit's ideals, and they are beauty and balance, joy and order, and harmony. They flow into our individual use of universal intelligence. They become our idea, right? The universal becomes personal. So God's ideal becomes flesh as our idea, because everything begins in mind. Everything begins with the thought. Ernest Holmes said this about intention. He said, in working with mental law, definite intention is necessary in the receptive attitude of the student, as well as in his active process. He must have a clear idea of what quality he desires to have fulfilled in him, and by his intent permits that quality to develop in him. See, Ernest Holmes used to say, we don't make things happen, we make them welcome. We don't make things happen, we make them welcome. So our intention is really just the beginning. When we set an intention, that is the first link in the chain of manifestation, yes? So bright beginnings, our theme for the month, always begin with setting an intention. Affirmations, that is another part of manifesting our good, isn't it? Intentions and affirmations, right? Once we have, what Ernest Holmes said, the clear idea of the quality we desire to have fulfilled in us, we must then put one foot in front of the other, guided and directed by Spirit, right? In the direction of our intention. And then we shore up those intentions with affirmations and affirmative prayer. And Ernest Holmes said this, he said, suppose one is unable to convince himself of the truth of the statement he's making. How is he going to bring himself to a place of belief? By repeating his affirmation, dwelling on its meaning, meditating upon the spiritual significance of it until the subjective state of his thinking becomes clarified. So repeat as necessary. We continue to affirm. We do affirmative prayer. That's what it's called. Our 5-step prayer process is called affirmative prayer. And you do it over and over. When? How long? Until a demonstration is made. That's what Ernest Holmes said. We continue to do our affirmative prayer until a demonstration is made. So we pray until manifestation. We pray until movement. We pray until something happens. Pray until something happens. I used to have a bracelet that said that, P-U-S-H, push. Pray until something happens. We know that we have to continue our affirmations in spite of what the conditions look like. Even if the condition doesn't look anything like our affirmation, what we know is that our affirmations are statements of truth. We must continue to make our affirmations in the face of conditions to the contrary. We must not be fooled by conditions. Conditions are effects of our thinking and never the cause. Let me say that again. Conditions are the effects of our thinking, but never the cause. Conditions are the last link in the chain of manifestation. So we can stare right in the face of conditions that don't look at all like our intentions and our manifestations and know, not just hope, but know that in universal mind, universal intelligence, our intention is forming in the law. But we must stay clear about that. Right? Because everything exists in mind. It doesn't go anywhere outside of mind. This is where we need to do our work. And even if we don't see it in form yet, you know that period in time which we start to waver on our faith, we start to I don't know if this works or not. And right at that time is the time we need to double down on our affirmations and our affirmative prayer. We must know that it's done in mind. It's like those sports psychologists, the ones that work with athletes, professional athletes or Olympic athletes. They have them go over in their mind, right? They practice in their mind. They affirm their fastest time down the ski slope or their best time in the swimming lane or whatever it is that their sport is. And they have them go over and over it in their mind, seeing themselves breaking records. Because mind doesn't know the difference. It's mind just accepts. And as it is done in mind, so it will outpicture. So that's what we have to do with our affirmations. We have to see them as complete. Because somewhere in divine mind they are, right? What mind knows in one place, it knows everywhere. So in doing our affirmations and our affirmative prayers until we see a difference, until a movement is seen and made. So if we want new beginnings, and that's what this month is about, new beginnings. If we want new beginnings, we have to have new thoughts. We have to employ new thoughts. I mean, think about the Palm Sunday story, right? Today is Palm Sunday. So Jesus came into the city of Jerusalem to upset things. That really was his intention, was to transform things, right? Not content with the status quo, he upended things. Not just the tables in the temple, right? He upended a lot of things. He set an intention. He rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, not a horse, which was an animal whose symbolism was related to war, right? And not a camel, which was an animal that is associated with wealth and status. No, he rode in on a donkey. That was the intention, to humility, to come into town in service of, right? Yes, and then he turned over the tables in the temple. It was about the belief, the superstition in animal sacrifice. Yes, it was about making money, but also it was about a new thought that to get rid of that pagan superstitious spiritual idea that something has to die in order for us to be okay, that something has to bleed and die in order for God to show favor on us. He set those intentions to upend, and that's exactly what he did, right? It's over 2,000 years. We're still talking about it. I think that was a grand intention. And Ernest Holmes said this in The Philosophy of Jesus. He said, "It is not going to take any more faith than we have now. For one of the greatest lessons we can learn about faith is that we always possess it. But too often, we use it negatively. As a matter of fact, we are always affirming something, be it for good or for ill. We are always either saying, I can or I cannot. What we need to do is eliminate the negative and remain in the positive. In doing this, we gradually acquire the habit of affirmative thinking." We do this all the time, don't we? We make affirmations all the time. This is going to be hard. Oh my gosh, this is going to take a long time. This is going to be difficult. Or I'm, scared. Or I'm lonely. Or I'm too fat. Or whatever it is. We are making affirmations about our lives all the time. We must become more conscious of them and make those affirmations positive. Statements that we know to be true in the mind of God, even if we don't see them yet in the world of conditions. Whatever they may be, those affirmations that are said over and over and over again with passion and emotion, they tend to outpicture, like Ernest Holmes said, with monotonous regularity. So a new life, bright beginnings, begin in new thought. They begin by setting new intentions, using new affirmations, and repeating them over and over and over. Ernest Holmes said this. He said, repeating an affirmation is leading the mind to that state of consciousness where it accepts what it wishes to believe. And that's what we're going to do with our intentions and our affirmations. We want to lead our mind to that state of acceptance, to that state of knowing our good is already done. Our good is already ours, just like James prayed this morning. Our good is already ours. We set intentions, we immerse ourselves in affirmative thinking, and we manifest new, bright beginnings. Thank you so much.
No toilet paper on the shelf. We need to isolate ourselves. That's what we all been told to do. Stay indoors, have a view. That's what I want you to do. We all have heard repeatedly. Keep 6 big feet between you and me. Stay home and stay the CDC, and we can chart our history, bend the curve where it should be. Just wash your hands and your thumbs and your nails, and put on sanitizer too. Use rubber gloves when you open the door. That's a suggestion just for you. Let's save our health and the old folks all around us will be safe. That's my plea. Don't help yourself to my lips, to my arms. Just please stay far away from me. If we all do what we should do, we might get out in a month or two. But now we've been put on lockdown, and that really makes me frown. Follow the rules, don't let us down. Just wash your hands and your thumbs and your nails. Use some sanitizer too. Wear rubber gloves when you open the door. That's a suggestion just for you. You'll save your health, and the old folks all around you will be safe, and that's my plea. Don't help yourself to my lips, to my arms, just place teeth far away from me. Further, back.
Oh, Andy, I love it. Thank you so much for that reminder. It's awesome. Now it's time for our online conscious circulation, because there's nobody else in the room. So it's up to you, you at home. This is your opportunity to support Vision while you're not here. And it's so important for us to continue to do what we're doing, is to have that support as if you were sitting here in Sunday celebration. Just kind of support us the same way, and we'll be able to keep doing what we're doing. So we're going to sing our conscious circulation song. I'm going to get out of the way so you can see the lyrics right now. Yes? Thank you.
As I give, so do I receive, joyfully, gratefully. As I give, so do I receive, fully, freely. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know. As I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive, offering my first and best. As I give, so do I receive, knowing how I've been blessed. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know. As I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive, back to where my soul is fed. As I give, so do I receive, thank you for my daily bread. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know. As I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive.
Thank you so much for your support. It absolutely is so meaningful, especially at this time. So now is time for the Miracle Minute. This is the time where you get to share your demonstration of answered prayer. So if you've had a demonstration this week and you'd like to share it with the congregation, there's a dialogue box, right down there. So write it in the dialogue box so you can share with each other your demonstrations of answered prayer. I want to share one with permission. One of our practitioners, Nana Gristi, had her back surgery this past Monday, and she's already at home and she's doing fine. And she said her pain levels went from like 8, 9 down to 0 or 1. So she's feeling very blessed right now, and she's recovering rapidly. Everything was easy, smooth, and effortless, said her doctor. And so she wanted to share that with us, that demonstration of answered prayer. So please share with each other that demonstration of answered prayer as well in our dialogue box, so that we can all share in your your Miracle Minute. And now I believe it is time for the last word by Johnny Kirko.
Johnny.
Hello, everybody. I miss you guys. I just want you to know. So we're continuing to do the Uplift Program. Reverend Patti is here every day at 1 o'clock p.m. or Pacific Daylight Time, and we do a little uplift. It goes for about 15, 20 minutes. Come and be a part of that. We're trying to, as we go through this process, and we want to give you guys an uplift on a daily basis. So come and see us, 1 o'clock here on Facebook, and after that, I always put it up on the website, so you'll find it there as well. So each day we continue to connect with you. So we keep talking about coming soon and our new cameras. Well, they are up and ready to go. Next week, I promise you, we will have new cameras and a new setup in here. I'm so excited about it. Mark Danishofsky and Jordan were here all week, yesterday, putting together a bunch of stuff. So we're going to have you guys set up for next week, next Sunday. Check it out. Online donations. So we keep on talking about online donations. Please support Vision during this time as if you're here in the congregation. You can do it by going to our donation page right on the website. Click on the donation button, and there's all kinds of different ways to do it through Subsplash or PayPal, or you can send a check in. So keep supporting us. We're in need of continuing to do that and supporting you guys and bringing you guys what we do here. Next week, Reverend Patti Paris will be back. Her talk title is Lead to Manifestation and Transformations, and it is Easter. So I don't know yet who the guest singer is going to be, so come back. Stay tuned. It's going to be somebody fantastic, of course. And the band will be back with us, too. So, and the band has been rocking here today. Good stuff, so yeah. So also, as a tradition here at Vision, we always celebrate the beginning of the month with birthdays. So if your birthday is here in April, I want you to stand up at home, and we're going to sing Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lord. Happy birthday to you.
And you know who you are. Happy birthday, everybody. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Johnny Kirko. Okay, so here's where you get to stand up, and we're going to do our affirmations. They're going to be up on the big screen. We're going to say them together. You ready? Are you with me? Okay, you can see them, right? I'm not in the way. So let's do this thing. I am divinely filled and supported. Life is good because I dare to make it so. Today I see compassion, God, and love everywhere. Let's do that third one again, okay? Let's just do it all together, standing in that knowledge of that passion and the purpose and the present tense, knowing the truth of this. Today I see compassion, God, and love everywhere. Oh, that is just so wonderful and so true. So let's pray out right here and right now, going within one more time this morning, knowing that God is all there is, that there is this one life. It is the life of the beloved. It is expressing itself as each one of us. And so all of the qualities that we attribute to the divine life of God, abundance and beauty and balance and joy and harmony, all of those qualities, we know are qualities of us. We have been made in the image and after the likeness of the Creator, with all of those qualities flowing in and through and around us as us in the world. We become the place where peace shows up in the world. We become the place where love shows up in the world. We are that. And we transform the world by our presence in it. I give great thanks for each and every one here. I know and accept. God is, we are, it is all good all the time. And so it is.